Throughout the long 8-season run of Dexter, there have been 3 people in Miami Metro who have found out about his secret. But what if they were 4? Detective Joey Quinn. From spying on Dexter to finding proofs, his investigation suddenly stopped. After digging through every scene and every clue, we can say with certainty that he knew. And by the end of this video, you will too. And more importantly, why he never turned Dexter in. In order to answer these questions, we must unpack Dexter's and Quinn's relationship. Season 4. Everything begins in the first episode of Season 4, where Dexter, as we know him to be not just good at his game, but great, buffered at a very important hearing by bringing a wrong file of a completely different case in the Gomez hearing.
But this is a Gomez hearing.
Quinn was pissed at Dexter for making such a mistake, and the fact that a killer like Gomez will get to walk free. He even confronted Dexter about his mistake with a lot of anger. Later on, Dexter sees Quinn cataloging money as evidence, but not before he slides a bit in his pocket. Their eyes meet in an intense look, but then Dexter brushes it away as he has bigger things to deal with. Remember this moment, it will come back later. Because that was the first time Quinn realized. Dexter was watching him too. From there on, Quinn kept on going out of his way to make things good with Dexter, but Dexter, as we already know, is a sociopath and doesn't really care. But this doesn't stop Quinn from trying because his obvious feelings for Debra. Quinn later gives Dexter expensive tickets to a dolphin game and Dexter accepts it, but has no interest in going, so he gives them to Masuka. When Quinn finds out, he gets in a very heated confrontation with Dexter, and that is the turning point of their relationship from where things really started going south. Season 5. After the shock of Rita's death, Dexter's carefully crafted mask of a caring, loving husband and father cracked. And what came out was raw coldness and detachment, and Quinn was the first to notice it. At first he suspects Dexter of killing Rita due to Dexter's familiarity with the case, but when the sketch of Kyle Butler came out, which looked quite like Dexter, and the fact that a Kyle Butler was killed days before Rita's death made Quinn want to dig deeper. He wanted to meet Trinity's adopted son and show him Dexter's photo. He even went to ask the FBI agent about it. After being denied, Quinn still did not stop and followed the officer and ran into the kid for answers and inevitably got caught. Quinn got suspended by LaGuerta, but still didn't have any intention of stopping, so he hired a private investigator, Stan Liddy. Quinn told him to dig whatever he can on Dexter. Liddy, already pissed at Debra, started working on the case given, and he immediately found Dexter's background a little too clean.
Harris pays his bills on time, keeps to himself. I tell you, it's all too neat and a little too phony.
As Liddy continued investigating, he manages to take photos of Dexter and Lumen throwing bags into the sea, which was the MO of the Bay Harbour Butcher. In order to find out more, Liddy orchestrated a run-in with Lumen. There he saw plastic bags in her car, again the MO of the Bay Harbour Butcher. By now Liddy knew something big was up. While Liddy was investigating on Dexter, Debra found out about Quinn's little hunch for Kyle Butler.
And while you were fucking me, you were spreading shit about my brother behind my back.
After this, Quinn had no intention of continuing his investigation on Dexter, so he told Liddy to stop, mainly because his love for Debra outweighed anything Dexter might be doing, even after seeing the photos of Dexter and Lumen in the boat and throwing bags in the sea, which according to Liddy meant 2 things, either drugs or worse, body. Quinn did not care and told Liddy to stop, but Liddy had no real intention of backing off. He saw this discovery as a way of getting his job back, and he continued his search on Dexter and even planted surveillance at his apartment. Liddy continued to gather evidence, and Dexter also realized someone had set up cameras in his house, and after further looking, Dexter found it was by someone in the Miami Metro, and when he matched the serial number, it turned out to be Quinn's, as Liddy had used his fake signatures to take the equipment from the station. Dexter started looking for the van nearby because the surveillance system was such that its signal couldn't be captured from too far away. Liddy manages to capture Dexter and wanted him to confess. Liddy even called Quinn to come and bust Dexter for him, but Dexter manages to kick him in the face and then ended up killing him by a stab in the chest. By that time, Quinn had arrived near the van, but after seeing it empty, he left, and while he was leaving, a drop of Liddy's blood fell on Quinn's shoe. Later that day, Dexter, Debra, and Quinn went to the same crime scene. While in the boat, we can clearly see that Quinn has a pretty good guess about what had happened, and he is pretty sure that Dexter killed Liddy, evident by his nervous and hesitant question.
Any Terry's? and examine the crime scene.
Wild guess.
Heard Liddy was kind of shady. Maybe something came back to bite him.
After Dexter gave a vague and cold reply, Quinn decided not to push further. Upon arriving at the scene while everyone were doing their job, Quinn was being questioned by Lagerta because of so many calls between him and Liddy, and the fact that he was the last person Liddy called before his death. When she sees blood on Quinn's shoes, he gets arrested for the charges of murder. Stop! You must think by now, Quinn has evidence and details. Why didn't Quinn talked instead of getting arrested? To understand this, we must understand his character. Quinn is not really the law-loving type like Lagerta and Dokes. He has always worked in the grey, from taking money from a crime scene to telling Trinity's daughter confidential information about the cases, and that doesn't put an end to it. In the future seasons, we learn these were the least of his indiscretions, when we see him taking bribes, and when, in order to save himself from being outed as a cop who takes bribes, he went ahead and manipulated the evidence, saving a killer of 3, which tells us that he is an officer whose works are questionable. Also, he was in love with Deb, but still it begs the question, why would Quinn throw his life away just for Debra? And the answer is, he wasn't going to. Quinn knew Dexter wasn't screwing around, and even if he said something, no one will believe him, while all the evidence was against him. Remember when I told you about Dexter seeing Quinn stealing? Quinn knew Dexter knows he is shady, and if he does something stupid, Dexter can easily make sure Quinn ends up exactly like Dokes, ending the question of any attempt to fight back. Quinn was in deep waters and did not know how to swim, and that's when Dexter threw him a rope. He changed the blood report. Quinn was grateful.
Thank you.
For what?
The blood work.
Just doing my job.
Yeah, well, that was the one thing hanging me up. There you are.
But our question still remained, now more than ever, after being free of threat hanging over his head. Why would he not turn Dexter in, or at least try to build a case against him? Answer to that question lies in Season 7. When Quinn shot and killed Novikov to save his girlfriend, this moment adds a layer to his character that answers our question. To save an innocent, Quinn is willing to take a life, which is basically the code of Harry, the grey area where Quinn works, and this action shows he could have accepted Dexter for what he is. Season 8. This season goes ahead and proves this theory. When Dexter had Zach Hamilton drugged behind the dustbin, Quinn came from a distance in his car, which proves he saw Dexter hiding Hamilton, unless of course he was blind. What does Quinn do? He acts oblivious and tells Dexter to keep spying on Hamilton.
Quinn!
You playing detective? Watching Zach?
Yeah, you caught me.
I'm going to see Jamie. Keep an eye on Zach.
The showrunners give us another clue in the season finale which reaffirms this theory. When Dexter killed Oliver Saxon and Batista was shocked looking at the cold calm precision by which Dexter killed Saxon. Also the fact how he waited a second before he started acting scared. All this put Dexter under suspicion, but then Quinn said,
It's obviously self-defense.
while looking completely unbothered. This not only shows that he anticipated that level of precision from Dexter, but also that he agrees with what Dexter did, thus defending him in front of Batista and saving him from any consequences that might have been. In the end, Quinn became Dexter's shadow ally, a moral mirror who saw the dark passenger not as a monster, but as a necessary evil. He understood the grey, he understood the kill to save. His loyalty to Debra and his own code ensured Dexter's secret remained exactly where it needed to be, buried. But the story isn't over. Quinn will soon return in Dexter Resurrection Season 2, and as you watch, remember this. Joey Quinn is the one person alive who knows Dexter Morgan, and this time, he won't be throwing any ropes.